Hey there, and welcome to Wrestling with the Mind. This is episode number 16. I'm your host, Matt Sigmund, health coach by day, pro wrestler by night. I'm excited today to bring you a chat I had with one of my best friends, Chase Owens. Chase and I recorded a conversation a few weeks ago. It was lost in the shuffle, it was deleted, and so we have finally taken the time to re-record. I will note there is a little bit of an echo on Chase's audio. I've tried to clean it up as best as I could, but there it is there. I still hope that you guys take a listen to it and hopefully get some value out of the chat I had with him today. But before we do dive into things, I would love to sit back and do a guided meditation just to kind of get you in a more relaxed mindset before we play our chat. If that is not your thing, no worries. You can skip ahead a minute or so and dive right into our conversation for today. But if this is something you are interested in, I encourage you to take a seat in a comfortable location, whether that be at your desk or in a car or even on the floor. And begin by taking a deep breath in and slowly exhaling. As you exhale, release any tension you might be holding in your body. Now bring your attention back to your breath. Notice the sensation of the breath moving in and out of your body. Don't try to change it. Just observe it. If your mind begins to wander, gently bring your focus back to your breath. As you continue to breathe, picture yourself surrounded by a warm, comforting light. Allow this light to fill you with a sense of peace and relaxation. Take a moment to appreciate this feeling of calm and tranquility. When you are ready, take one more deep breath in and slowly exhale. Open your eyes, feeling refreshed and centered. And now let's dive into our chat with Chase Owens. Hey Chase, how you doing today, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good, and I'm happy to have you back on for a redo here. Since the first time we sat and had, 35-minute conversation that was really good, in depth, probably some of the best, mic work, promo, vocal work you've ever done, all went down the drain. And we lost it.
Never gonna happen again.
There's no proof now. Yeah. So, no, but I know that was a bit frustrating to record and then it not actually be able to be used. So I'm thankful that you're able to carve out some time out of your crazy busy schedule to come on and talk a little bit of mental health and more.
Always for my best friend.
For those who are in wrestling, they know you from New Japan, the Bullet Club, and all that. But for those who don't watch wrestling or have, tuned in to listen just for the mental health side of things, give us a little bit of a background on Chase Owens.
Well, like you said, most people know me from New Japan or, the indie scene or whatever. But, I started wrestling at 16. It was a lifelong dream, of course, like most people that are in it, and kind of fell lucky into being able to train, and then get with Ricky Morton, who's WWE Hall of Famer. But truthfully, that's all I've done my whole life, mostly.
Yeah, and how long have we known each other now? What year did we meet?
I mean, it had to be 2008-ish,
So a long time ago. We're getting old.
16 years, is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that. And we've traveled literally, I guess, around the world together, wrestled each other hundreds of times. Yeah, China, Japan, all of it. And you said best friends, but I mean, pretty much we know each other front and back and left and right, I feel. So it's good to have you on here and good to chat on this.
Yeah, we were every weekend there for a while.
Yeah, I think you pretty much had a permanent seat in my car for a few years. So on the mental health side of things, as we dive in, what does good mental health look like for you these days?
I'm in a pretty good spot, with New Japan paying pretty good money, and just overall being happy. And I'll tell you what made me happier, not scrolling through social media as much, because all that is arguing, and people think their opinions are the correct answer or whatever, and instead of everybody just having conversations, it's if you don't agree, you're the enemy type thing.
Right. There's no room for debate. It's just straight up one side or another.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I used to get caught up on things, politics or whatever, reading through Twitter, but then I've quit scrolling. I'll post whatever I need to post, and then, check my notifications, but I don't really scroll anymore.
Do you think a lot of that, social media can be used for both good and bad, I feel. And then you've seen some of the negative side of it and just how it's impacted you. Is wrestling a part of that? Was the wrestling, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it might be, did that lead to just some negative mental health aspects for you?
Yeah, I believe so. Certain things are, it can be frustrating in the business. Other people getting opportunities that you think, you should be getting or whatever. And, it does take a toll, when somebody's getting all this attention because of something dumb that happens, and they get it 2 months or whatever, but they're getting the national TV exposure or whatever. That can definitely play. Like I said, it never really took too much because I'm, in a good place professionally.
Yeah.
So being there and being able to provide for the family and, good home life makes it pretty easy to not be mentally exhausted or
right. And it's wonderful that you're in a good spot now and able to have that family aspect and just the professional side of things going well too. Yeah, with the wrestling business, it can be a crazy, challenging environment to navigate. You were talking about, some peers having opportunities that puts pressure on you too. It can be cutthroat at times. How has the wrestling business impacted you mentally, both good and bad, over the near 20 years that you've been doing it?
Like I said, the last, let's see, what have I been with New Japan for? The last 7, 8 years, I think. 2014, so 9 years going on.
Yeah, wow.
When I first started going, it was just occasionally, so the money was good, but it wasn't consistent. But like we said a few minutes ago, like just being in the good place, because we were on the road together for a while. When you're trying to break in and you're going to all these shows 6, 7, 8 hours away, and you're getting $50, $70, trying to pack peanut butter sandwiches just to be able to eat or whatever. The indie shows can take a toll on you. So some people get in there and they think like, oh, they're going to become something right away, and then they don't. And I think that takes a real big mental aspect, because like I said, you see people that, for whatever reason, they're 6 foot, 300 pounds of muscle, like they're going to get the opportunities that you don't because of their size.
Yeah.
And that stuff can be frustrating, especially if it's somebody, a year in, 6 months in.
Yeah, it can, and you have people who don't take it serious, but maybe they do have a good look or the size thing. And for even me, we joke about it a lot, but I'm 5'9", 5'10" on a good day when I've stretched, and and that can make it difficult. And that's I wouldn't say it's hurt opportunities of the ones that have been presented, but in general, it does put a lot more pressure on you to be a smaller guy in the wrestling business.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, it's changed a little bit. You don't have to be jacked up and, 6'9", 300 pounds of muscle anymore. But like you said, coming up, it can definitely be. I mean, I'm not big at all, 6'2", 230, but I was just, right place, right time with the New Japan, and their partnership with the NWA.
Yeah. Throughout your career, there's ups and downs, and now you are at this good kind of level place. What do you do in your routine for like self-care? How do you take care of yourself and stay on track just personally?
Well, when I moved down here to Texas a couple of years ago, I actually found a chiropractor office that doesn't need insurance, and it's 8 visits for $80. So basically $10 a visit, and
I'm moving to Texas.
Yeah, I really think that's a big thing. Going and just being able to have things realigned or put back into place after we go. This great idea that we have of putting our bodies, through pain and just, let me throw myself in this ground right here. It messes some things up. Your hips, your neck, your back, knees. So that I don't do as much as I should, but I've been starting some DDP yoga.
Okay.
I've helped quite a bit. Just eating better. I hired a personal trainer and nutritionist. Because before even I thought I was eating good, I wasn't eating correctly.
Yeah.
I was eating twice a day and whatever. But 5, 6 meals a day if I work out. And just working out. It doesn't have to. You don't have to lift heavy. Just being, functional and getting movement.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you down, you're going to stiffen up, or your joints are going to get weak, or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what we've talked about here on the podcast before with so many people, and just me in general. The gym is my go-to stress relief place, and that physical activity through the gym or whatever your avenue may be, it's scientifically shown to help reduce stress and depression and improve your mood overall and just how you're feeling throughout the day, and being able to move, having that functional strength, able to, for me, it's playing with my daughter and just being able to keep up with her after all the injuries and just being banged around by your forearms over the years, the toll it's taken on me. But yeah, just taking that time to carve out that self-care.
Some people don't the money or the time to go to the gym. I mean,
right.
Take your go walking with your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Just being out and being in movement, definitely helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were talking about the finance side of it. There's a lot you can do with just body weight movements in terms of strength training and things. So there's a lot you can do there at home, or go to a park, or get outside. And like you said, just going for a walk, getting outside, getting out in the sun, soaking up some fresh air, and walking around instead of sitting all day. It can do wonders. And it has for me, and it sounds like it has for you as well.
Oh, yeah. And we talk about financially, like Planet Fitnesses are everywhere now. And they're only $20 if you want to go to any of them in the country. But then you get a free member or a free guest. So technically, you could, 2 people could go in on this membership if you wanted to go together every day, and it'd be $10 a month. Like that's.
Yeah. You just have to find that position where you have the motivation to do so, and make it a priority in your life. We can put a lot of other things before ourselves. Maybe we take care of other people, kids, or other family or friends, or our job, whatever it might be, and we let that take precedent a lot of the time, and we don't carve out that time to do a little bit of an improvement on ourselves. So you just got to find that position where you can do it.
I've got to go to the gym when I wake up, because if I don't, I kind of put it off, and then I'll go here in a little bit. I'll go after lunch. You know what? I'll go about 3.
Tomorrow's good.
I'll go tomorrow. So for me, I think that I have to do it in the morning, like as soon as I wake up. Well, not as soon as I wake up, but start getting ready.
Yeah.
Wake up,
I used to be a nighttime gym guy, and I found it as a good way to kind of unwind after a long day. Now that I sit and I do coaching all day long and I talk to a lot of these people, I take on a lot of their whatever struggles they're going through at the time on their health journey, and it stresses me out sometimes. So I found it better for me to switch that schedule up and work out as soon as I wake up in the mornings, kind of like you, and get my day started and kind of clear my mind before I go into that. And then it frees up time too, because I do it when everybody's still asleep, but it frees up time too in the evening for, spending time with my kid, my wife, and just kind of making that family time a priority there too.
Yeah, I think that's a big issue. You know as well as I do, being on the road, especially indie wrestling. Like if you have a significant other, it can put some strain. Especially like some of my relationships when I was going to Japan and stuff. Like being gone 3, 4, 5 weeks. I met during the pandemic. That was the roughest time in this relationship, just because I was having to be gone for 7 months because of the, that was super tough.
Right. Yeah. And I remember we talked on the phone when you're quarantined at hotels on the international stuff, and
getting 3 small meals a day, can't leave the room, like being away from family, spending those 2 weeks in a government hotel with 3 meals with 2 little pieces of fish or chicken as your main thing. You can't order food because they didn't want anybody coming in from outside. It was a struggle.
And I know, thankfully, even in situations like that, and even today, there's other outlets too that we have with. I know you play a lot of video games as well, like I do, and so that's a good outlet for. I feel for us both, and has kind of helped us over the years. We'd probably gotten a lot more trouble than we already have if it wasn't for some gaming and gym time and things.
I think for me, gaming is one is stress relief, but at the same time, it keeps me from going out and, like you said, getting in trouble or spending money for the most part. A lot of people like to go out to the bar or whatever in Japan, and they spend $200-300 a night, and I would rather sit in my hotel room and play games.
That said, you also right before this call talked about spending about $100 on the NBA 2K. No, it can be costly too, but it don't have to be. The wrestling business in general, when we first broke in, it was that, hey, go to the gym, drive to the show, go to the after party. There was always an after party, and there was that pressure to be there and go and drink and do whatever. And I mean, we partied a bit here and there, but nothing like what some of the people we watched growing up did. And a lot of those guys are dead now because of it. And I think over the last 10, 15 years or so, we've seen a much bigger focus on wrestlers keeping, themselves a little more healthy, and not just wrestlers, overall in general. I think people all around are starting to be more self-conscious or more aware of their health choices. So, but not going out as much, trying to actually get in the gym a little more, nutrition, like you mentioned, being more fine-tuned, and then not partying and trying to save money, being smarter with finances. I have all been things I've seen in the wrestling and entertainment business over the last little bit. Would you agree that it's gotten better in that regard?
I do. Like you just said, when we broke in, it was everybody was partying. Some harder than others. Whether it be drinking or whatever, but like you said, the guys from the 80s, 90s who were rock stars, a lot of them, unfortunately passed on, and I think a lot of that has to do with the drinking or drugs or whatever they were doing. But wrestling's changed so much just from, when I started. Like I said, not everybody's having to be jacked up bodybuilders. They're not really partying, and I think overall it's gone in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. Those who are listening, we have a lot of people, they write in, they tell me every week that they find, the podcast helpful, and the people that we have on inspire them to do things, the good in their life. A lot of people that do listen are going through a challenging time. They are struggling. What would you tell to those who are having a difficult moment?
You just got to try to, as cliche as it sounds, like you just got to try to keep moving forward and try not to let the things that you can't control, because you can't control everything in your life. Some things are just going to happen. But that's another thing with me, like once I stopped worrying about things that I couldn't really control and just focused on me, you get a lot better and things improve, and making good decisions to help yourself. If you've got money troubles, don't be going out and partying or whatever. But just keep your head up, and if you feel too down, you gotta have those people that you can call. You're definitely one of those for me. We've talked many times. When one of us is on the road at 3 or 4 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The having just that select few that you can reach out to when you are having a bad day, need to talk through something challenging and get your mind clear of it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think people try to not let people know because, they don't want to seem weak or something of that nature, but you got to. If you're depressed or whatever, like reach out, talk to somebody.
There is help out there. There's a lot of resources too that we've talked about and shared, and a lot of even apps and stuff these days that you can get the help and find somebody to talk to for sure. Well, Chase, before we wrap up for today, where can we find you? I know you're not scrolling as much on social media, but you are there. Where can we connect with you?
It's at Real Chase Owens on both Twitter and Instagram.
Well, I appreciate you carving out the time. I'll let you get back into your day, but as always, it's good to have you, and we'll talk soon, okay?
All right, my friend.
Love you,
buddy.
Bye. I want to thank Chase for carving out a little bit of time to chat with us today, a little on his journey. We appreciate him doing that. And I appreciate each and every one of you who have listened to today's episode and the episodes beforehand. I encourage you to go to WrestlingMind.com for all things related to the podcast. Go to your favorite podcast service. Be sure to subscribe, download, like, share, all of that. Helps us get the word out and connect with others who would benefit from taking a listen to some of these journeys. If you or someone you know is struggling, there is help out there. Reach out, talk to a friend. Check out 988lifeline.org for the National Suicide Prevention Lifelines website, or you can text or call 988 as well. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Now get out there and do something awesome with today.